This looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I see myself pretty good. Check, check. This is not okay. Let's refresh this. There we go. Recommended 2 keyframe intervals a little high. Why are my eyes all buggy up today? It's a keyframe interval. I wonder if I can't adjust that on the fly. Let me put the chat here. Restream is up and running. Restream over. Oops. Oops. Am I live here? I'm live here. I didn't share this with anybody, but let's wait. Wait. It takes a minute for everything to line up. There are a couple of people waiting. Hey Gigi, what's up? I'm just waiting for all the monitor stuff on my side. What's going on, Gigi? Having a wonderful day. Is everything cool? Are you settling into Monday? It's 11 o'clock. Let's do it. Do we need anything at the top there? Oh, there we go. I'm here. Oh, wow. There we go. I made it. Okay, one sec. When I use the, not the OBS, but when I use the streaming to multiple platforms, when I stream to multiple platforms, it takes a little bit of a time. There's a lag before it goes on, as far as I know, in addition to the regular latency lag that we have going on. And I think that seems to be what's happening. So everybody take a chill right now. And I just need to double check something, and then we'll get down to it. Oh, the volume sounds okay. There's a bit of an echo in the room, but it's a large, we have a really, really large ceiling, high ceiling here, so not super high, but pretty high. Oh, well, what's up, Ginger? Shall we start the day with a look at Pisces horoscopes? What do you think? I want to talk about the sun in synastry today. I think it's fascinating. Everyone, even the people who are like, oh, astrology is more than your sun sign, even those guys, everyone talks about sun sign astrology. Everyone. And I like it. I think it's fun too. Although I've really resisted the urge to speak about sun sign astrology. What the hell? Is someone fucking adjusted my chair? What the fuck? Someone's sitting in my shit? All right, whatever. And so thanks, Gingy. Yeah, so I'm pretty good. Well, when I turn this into a video, the problem is when I turn it into a video, there's a tremendous amount of quality loss in the picture. And I think that's mostly to do with YouTube, the download quality of the file from YouTube. I think they're sending, when we download a shitty file. So, whatever, man, whatever. I'm not a computer geek. I'm not a computer guy. So I don't really know. I'm figuring it out as I go along. It's a fascinating thing about all this stuff we do on the sunny side. I'm not a computer guy. I'm a regular guy. Believe it or not, I'm a regular guy. So if I can do it, you guys can do it too. So if I can figure out how something works, and I can't figure out how everything works, and there's a lot of stuff I try that doesn't work. But if I figure it out, you guys can do it. You guys can have your own thing. Like, you guys can have it. I like showing you guys how to do it. But like, whatever, whatever, man. All right, next. Okay, let's do the horoscope. We weren't going to do the horoscopes. I was just going to talk today about the sun in synastry and line up for readings and stuff, because again, it's frustrating doing the horoscopes these days. It's not as fun as it used to be. The horoscopes used to be a lot of fun. Looking at the future was a lot of fun for me. Getting it right was a lot of fun. I don't always get it right, obviously. And but it was a lot of fun. It's not as fun for me anymore looking into the future doing the horoscopes. I kind of think I feel as if it's a waste of my time. Before it was fun. When I was doing it, to make some money, it's fun. When I was doing it to have fun, it was fun, but it's not really so fun anymore. Now it's like, fuck. That'll be my Ginger's horoscope because she's my moderator. Anyways, back to it. And I don't want to get overly sidetracked today, but today I wanted to talk to you guys about the role of the sun in synastry or relationship astrology. Very often, you guys, I hear, like everybody is so funny. Everybody talks about sun sign astrology, but they don't, today I want to do a little bit of a spin on it, an astrologer's take on what sun sign astrology really looks like. So I don't think you guys, like, someone like me, would think about in sun sign astrology, and is not what you think. It's not what you think. So here we go. All right, what do you think? Hey, Ginger, that was a little slow and long-winded, right? Okay, let me try it again. Let me try it again. Let's try it again. I'll do this video for 10 minutes, and then we'll move on. Hey, Susanna, what's up? I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's great to see you. Hey, Susanna, Susanna, you know Jennifer Moreno? Whatever happened to her? So, all right, let's move on. So, let's talk about it. Let's shoot this video, and then after this, I'll talk about Ginger and her. I'll talk about the horoscopes if you want a little bit after this. But let's get down to it. Let's see if I don't need timestamps. Let's see if I can record this on my computer. Don't fuck it up. I'm not messing it up. Let's just take it easy. Okay, let's cross our fingers and try and do it. Okay, hold up. Let me pull up some charts. You guys can come along and watch at the same time. Let's pull up some charts. See this keyframe interval I have to sort out. Charts. Hey, Mike, what's up? Oh, can you marry Ravneet? Wow, can you marry your best friend? He's 2 years younger than you. Oh, that's cute. Well, those questions are I usually answer those questions for $11.11. I don't usually answer free psychic questions, but I'll just tell you that I don't see any reason why not. What, are you really ugly or something? What, are you, like, you have a really loose, wait, I'm sorry. So, like, why wouldn't he want to marry you? Do you have, like, a scar on your face or something? Like, I like girls with scars on their face. Like, what? Why wouldn't he want to marry you? Do you, like, not wash your ass? Like, what? Like, what would you do? All right, what? Are you, like, stupid? Did you not go to school? Do you have, like, really shitty marks in school? Like, why wouldn't you want to marry you? But anyways, if you want a real answer, I'm not giving you a real answer right now. I'm being a bit of an asshole. But if you want a real answer, then, like, it's $11.11. But to let everyone else know, because I think that's a pretty interesting question. Signs that are 2 years apart, people that are 2 years apart often get into relationships. It's really neat. I don't necessarily think it's an astrological thing. The astrological thing is a couple more years apart. For real. The astrological thing is you guys raised a good question that'll probably put me in a foul mood. Have me talking about people being lazy in their brains and relationships. But if you want, I'll show you right now. Hey, SRS, what's up? I hope you're having a super amazing day. Hey, so check it out. So although this isn't really what we're talking about, I'll tell you guys. Okay, let me just give me a sec. Just give me a sec. This is Ravneet. I'm going to answer Ravneet's question, and it's not a stupid question. She asked if some random guy 2 years younger than her, or her best friend 2 years younger than her, and this might be a guy with a picture of a girl, I don't know. But we'll talk about right now about the 2 year thing with regards to relations very quickly. And although it should be a video, I don't have time in my head to make that a video today. But watch this. And I'll give you my example of why it should and shouldn't work. I'm just not prepared to answer it right now, but I will get it. Okay, hold on. Let's go to astrology.com and see. Oh, astrology.com is just a waste of time. Okay. Let's see if this one helps. Hold on one sec. Fuck. I just want to find the astrology, the Chinese astrology map thing, but it's not like, it's so easy, but it's like, hold on a sec. Oh, here we go. But I need the years. Okay, fuck. Oh, why is this so complicated? Fuck. Okay. Here, okay. Everybody hold on. I'm answering this question in the most honest way I can without being an asshole. And I'll answer it again. Here's the screen. Hopefully, this is a good screen for you guys. We'll make it a little bigger. Or I'll move it over a little bit. Hold on, check this out. You have a real question. You don't understand. I don't think you guys dig the folly of the question, if there's folly in there at all, or innocence. Okay. Hey, Anne, what's up? Of course you can have a reading for February. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Of course. Okay, so check this out. So there's a 2-year thing. So when I hear things like 2 years, so this is Chinese astrology right here. Hey, guys, let's take a minute and look at this Chinese astrology. This is not what we're supposed to do today. I was going to tell you about sun signs and shit. So what the sun means in your astrological chart. So if like an Aries marries like a Cancer, or like a Leo wants like a Cancer or something, or like, say like a Libra wants a Scorpio, but that's never going to happen. But or a Scorpio wants a Libra, but like, what's going to happen is, so watch this. It's not about adjacent signs or anything. It's about, I want to talk about where the sun is in the chart. So say, and it's different. Like say you're in Aries, Aries rising. Say you're in Aries, Aries rising, a double Aries with the sun in Aries, right? And say your sun falls in a different, like your sun, regardless of your sun sign, is going to fall in a different part of your person's chart, of your partner's chart. Unless, like, that's the way it works. Like, that's the way it works. That's the way it works. Unless the other person's rising sign is the same as your sun. And so, wherever it falls, it's going to cause a problem, burns it up. But let's look at this instead. We'll look at this for a little bit of fun. Oh my God, ox and pig. What are these poison things? Ox and pig is poison? I thought I got along well with oxes. What are these little skulls? Shit, I have to read something to figure out how to read this thing. I thought oxes, according to the Chinese astrology, the animal signs that are 4 years apart. Okay, here we go. Listen up. Hey, Momo, what's up, playa? Check it out. So, you think you're a pig in Chinese astrology? That's funny. Yes, I am. Okay, so check it out. So let's just talk like this, and I'll answer your question like this, and then we'll move on. And let's have a little bit of fun this morning. So there are a couple of things. The question is some random guy or girl, that's not random, the question is, okay, let me do this seriously. Frig. Ravneet asked me a question this morning. She says, can I marry best friend who's 2 years younger than me? All right, can you marry the best friend who's 2 years younger? And I came here, and so that's what we're talking about. And I came here and I put up this screen to show you guys about Chinese astrology and some yearly cycles, just a couple of yearly cycles. And I want to explain something about the 2 year astrological cycle. It's very common for people who are 2 years apart to start dating. Very, very common. But it's usually, in my experience, okay, not astrologically. Astrologically and historically throughout history, the majority of people don't go to school until they're 18. They just, okay, so you guys know that. Now, so that's the deal. But in this day and age, in this time period, teenagers do go to school, and we culturally congregate teenagers where they years ago they used to congregate at the mall. They used to assemble at the mall. They used to assemble at parks, you know, nooks, crannies, and architecture, like library, like kids. They congregate, man. Sports fields, on the corner to sell drugs. You know, they congregate in basements, you know, drinking their parents' alcohol, getting ready to go rob convenience. This is what kids do. Some kids are in the gym playing sports, some kids study. Now, what's happening is, in this situation, when kids are thrust together, when teenagers are thrust together, and you'll find that there's, or let's start again. Let's say when little kids, elementary school, are put together, elementary school and below, preschoolers, people tend to make friends with people in their class. They make friends with people in their class, and in their age group class. And as they mature, and as opportunity presents itself, this age group tends to expand. So instead of hanging around with people at the same age as you who are in your class, you're going to expand. And so the kids go out to recess and play with the kids in their class. Like their classroom. They might make friends in an adjacent classroom or in an adjacent grade, or what are you guys doing kind of things. But in reality, it really is a group of kids making friends with strangers when they go to make friends with another class, to an extent, not to a great extent, just to a mild extent. And they may have some people introduce them to those other people, right? Kids who know each other, brothers and sisters, friends from the neighborhood, whatever. But that's the deal. And as you mature through life, this stretches out. You know, like everything else in life, it tends to expand. So instead of just kids in your classroom, you're going to start making friends with kids who have other ties. You're going to find people with other ties to you. So I'm getting to the 2-year thing. So if this is you, you're going to start, you know, first off, you create these bonds with people who are closest to you, you know, friends, family, people in your immediate vicinity. And then when you get stronger and a little bit more mature, you're going to reach out to beyond your immediate vicinity. And this is going to include guys at other schools, people in other grades, other ages. Now, in high school, a lot of people don't get past that. They're wallflowers or shy people, whatever you want to say. And they get stuck in the whole, you know, they get stuck in their very small community. And whether their community is only a couple of people from that they knew from their very first class and they stuck with them because they didn't grow, there are other reasons to stick with them, right? Like good reasons. But we're talking about growth here. And so by the time you get to high school, hey, memes, and hey, Ann, by the time you get to high school, what's going to happen is you're going to spread out, and it reaches to about 2 grades. About 2 grades or 2 years is about as far as you can stretch culturally and socially acceptably in this kind of social demographic that we have that you're talking about in the dating people 2 years apart. There's an astrological thing. I'll tell you about it in a second. But so people tend to date in high school around the 2 grade, as far away as 2 grades. If you reach beyond 2 grades, you're now looking at a 14-year-old dating a 17-year-old. Okay? So 2 grades is a 14-year-old dating a 16-year-old. or a 12-year-old, which is not going to happen. You're not 12 years old in high school. Or like or a 15-year-old dating a 17-year-old. Oh, wow, I didn't get my, and these guys here are talking about their driver's license. When I was young, the 15 years old guys were talking about getting their driver's license, and the 17 already had it, and that's what we were talking about. All right, it's not that weird. Or if a 16-year-old dates someone who's 18, this is like, we know each other, blah, blah, blah. These guys are getting ready to go to school, to university, and these guys are finishing up. So they're in similar places. But once you start to stretch it out beyond 2 grades, you now have a 14-year-old dating a 17-year-old, right? That's 3 grades. So 2 grades, you have a 14-year-old dating a 16-year-old, and that's not so weird. But when you go to 3 grades, you're now going to do things like you're going to get a 15-year-old or a 14-year-old dating a 17-year-old. So I imagine for a lot of you, that starts to become socially unacceptable, although it's kind of normal, a 14-year-old dating a 17-year-old. But then you get into situations where like a 16-year-old, which is someone who just learned to drive, is dating a 19-year-old and above. So someone who's still has 2 years left to go in high school, so right in the middle of high school, just got their driver's, didn't even get their driver's license yet, is now dating someone in university, an adult. And for some people, that's a little unacceptable. And so that's the deal. And so oftentimes, people stretch themselves emotionally, culturally, whatever, to the 2 grade point in high school, but they don't really stretch out too often beyond 2 grades because, quite frankly, it's socially unacceptable. and so you don't do that. Now, okay, what does that mean astrologically? Because this is an astrological channel. Can you imagine? Watch this. Now we're going to show you something. So when we get here, according to Chinese astrology compatibility, the animal signs that are 4 years apart, 4 years apart from each other, are believed to be compatible, but, okay, so 4 years apart is what Chinese astrology is saying is the most compatible. And down here, we get the rat, with the best match being the ox, dragon, and monkey. I guess that's okay. I'm a pig, so I'm the last year. Tiger, oh, my sister was a tiger, and my mom's a rabbit. That's so cute. A sister, a tiger, pig, tiger, sheep, and rabbit. All right, there we go. So it tends to be 4 years apart. Let's see. I might be a little off to lunch on this stuff. I didn't realize this. Got to be honest with you guys. Looking at this particular website right here for the first time, it's not one I usually go to. This is a little bit new to me. I didn't know the pig was compatible with the tiger. What am I looking at? Best match. And the dog, it's usually signs of a similar element are most compatible. So instead of tiger here, normally they say pig is most compatible with rabbit and sheep. But I guess this guy's doing a little bit different. All right, neither here nor there. Let's get back to the story here. So what did they say? So what did this guy say? 4 years apart is most compatible. So we looked at 2 grades apart. We look at 3 grades apart. Now let's look at 4 grades apart up here. 4 grades. 4 grades. This is suddenly someone who's 14 years old dating an 18-year-old. Are you guys cool with that? Like, this is your world. And so that becomes more, so even though that might be a very strong bond in Chinese astrology, it's completely socially unacceptable for a 14-year-old or for like a 16-year-old to date a 20-year-old. Do you guys find that a little culturally insensitive? I bet you do. I know you guys are being quiet right now, but I absolutely know that you find that culturally unacceptable. And I'm explaining what's going on. So the 2-year phenomena that happens in high school is kind of an artificial kind of love. And I'm sure you guys can treat each other like besties. You guys can be awesome, or you guys can be different. You guys are playing house, and you might not realize it. You're like very good at it. But high schoolers, for the most part, are playing house. They're pretending to be adults, and they're testing out and they're trying to see these different forms of love, these different types of relationship, types of expression, types of infatuation, types of partnerships. You're trying to find out what's culturally acceptable, socially acceptable. You're trying to find your way in the world, how you see yourself in your mind, in your own mind, your subconscious, whatever, and that's what you do. And that's what you do. And so that's what you do. So it's not a real thing. And so next, because when you're out in the real world, you're probably, when you're finished schooling, all of your schooling, you're probably not going to end up, and if you didn't meet somebody in school or at work, or you didn't start dating your best friend's girlfriend or your best friend's, wife or whatever, you're probably not going to end up with someone who's 2 years different than you. You're just probably not. And that's where this idea is coming from. So, whatever. Now, there is a 2-year cycle in astrology. It's the Mars cycle, which is really cute because you're talking about teenage love. So the Mars cycle is a 2-year cycle. Now, this is super important for this question here. Hold on to it, and I don't want you guys to be like, oh my God, we're in love. You don't get it. We wear each other's underwear. We're going to be married forever. Oh my God, I'm never going to stop skateboarding when I grow up. Oh yeah, that's for real. That's the thing. Oh yeah, I'm always going to play music because I love living in a van. So like, you know what, mother? So here's the deal. So, Meme says that was her, 16 and 19. 16 and 19 is not so weird. Memes at 3 years, I don't think 3 years is that weird. I don't think 2 years, I don't think any of it's weird. I think if you push it beyond like a 16 and a 21, it gets a little weird when you're young. But like when you're older, it's not a big deal at all. For me anyways. Next, so the 2 years, so the 2-year cycle, hey Yoshi, what's up? So the 2-year cycle is actually a Mars cycle. Listen closely before you try and feed Sonny, who's been in a relationship, doing relationships for literally the past 20 years. Before you feed me some of your bullshit, I'm telling you the way it is. And I'm not in love with stuff. Like you guys are under the love spell right now. I'm under the knowledge spell, whatever. And knowledge could be wrong, right? Maybe you're in love, I don't know. But the 2-year cycle is a Mars cycle. And think about it. In 2 years, the Mars cycle, every 2 years, you want to shake things up a bit. Every 2 years, you might want to buy a new pair of shoes, or every 2 years, you might want to, shake things up. You get aggressive every 2 years. So if you start a relationship based upon, like you can follow any cycle you want. You can follow the Venus cycle, a very fast yearly cycle with ups and downs, but it's still love and attraction. Or you can follow, when you follow the 2-year cycle, when you follow your Mars, you get impulsive. So we're not talking about Venus at work, because Venus just loves Venus. But Mars gets in and then has a 2-year cycle. This is really clockwork. So I would easily say after every 6 months, you guys fight. Like I would just say with confidence. With confidence, I would say every 6 months you guys fight, or every 2 years you guys have a big thing, or the guy's looking at other girls, or some kind of thing like that. Or maybe he's not looking at other girls. That's not a fair thing to say. I apologize on that one. But the 2-year cycle is like you're digging into your low-hanging, not to offend anyone or anything, but in high school, you're low-hanging fruit. You're not a high commodity. Like you're a high, within your little ecosystem, you're a hot commodity perhaps, and some of you are going to go on to be hot commodities elsewhere. But most of you are low-hanging fruit, and you're being treated as low-hanging fruit. But keep in mind, just because you're low-hanging fruit doesn't mean you don't have emotions. I get it. I get it. So, go fall in love. Just keep in mind it's the 2-year cycle. You're following, it sounds to me, the 2 years tends to be a Mars cycle. And if you're following the Mars cycle, which most teenagers are doing because it's Mars, and you're testing yourself, then that's what you have to watch out for. But I wish you guys the absolute best, man. Hey Sanam, what's up? I hope you're having an amazing day. It's great seeing you. So that's it. So is the guy gonna marry you? Right? You guys are 2 years apart. Is he gonna marry you? You're in India. If you're in the Philippines, I'd probably say no. I'd probably say no. If you were in Brazil, I might say no. I don't really know much. I don't really know India. I don't really know the culture of India. I don't really know the way that people are in India. I don't really know. If you're dating someone 2 years younger than you in India, I don't know if that's, maybe teenagers in India. I don't know. So, but that's what the astrology says. There's a 2-year cycle in astrology, and the 2-year cycle is a very hormonally charged cycle. So there's a tremendous amount of passion. It's Mars, a tremendous amount of passion and exploration in these Mars cycle, and they can be quite intense and again passionate, but it's a little bit different. Does it mean you guys aren't destined to be together forever? No, not at all. I didn't even look at your charts. I'm just telling you what the 2-year astrological cycle looks like with regards to teenage dating. That's all I'm saying. And so that's my 2 cents. Hey, Nick, what's up, play? I hope you're having a super amazing day, man. All right, you guys got that? Can we get back down to work? And so that's the deal. That's the deal with this kind of stuff. That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. So, hey, so my answer is, you want to know if the guy can date you, if you guys can get married? Yeah, why not? You guys can get married. I'm just saying, explaining the 2-year cycle. You guys have to watch out for the Mars cycle. You guys have to watch out for dating in the Mars cycle. And not just dating in the Mars cycle. That Mars cycle can mess up every area of your life. And it's not just dating. It can happen in, the Mars cycle can affect you in things like your career. Like for a lot of people, they switch jobs every 2 years. They move every 2 years, or they get antsy every 2 years, or there's a shift every 2 years, or they start something and they don't finish it. There's some kind of bullshit that people do every 2 years, and that's your Mars cycle. All right, good. Now, let's get down to it. I promised Ginger, not promised, but I told Ginger I'd do Pisces horoscope. So let's go do the Pisces horoscopes. No, wait. I want to talk about the sun in astrology. Oh, no, I'm going to read Anne's card. Everyone calm down. One thing at a time. Let's do, you got it, Anne. Let's look at your stuff here. I hope everything is super cool. Do-do-do-do. All right, Anne, here we go. Let's pull your stuff up. I just can't spell Anne's name today. A-N-N-E. It's the Anne part I mess up. A-N-N-E. All right, Anne, you're right here. If Richelle pops in, we have to look at Richelle. We're going to look at Richelle's charts. But Anne is right here. All right, let's look at Anne's chart, and then we'll come back in a second. Thanks, Anne. I super appreciate the support. Okay, Anne's in there. And then, oh, Anne's got to go to work. Oh, Anne's at home. Okay, so just take a moment, and I'm going to grab some more coffee, and then we'll start up again. I got a little bit sidetracked in half an hour here, and then we'll get back to it. One sec. Oh, hold on. I'm tired. A little under. I didn't. Some. All right. All right. Here we go. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Some asshole went into fucking. I haven't had a chance to clean myself up this morning. It's a slow morning for me. Let's get back down to it. Fuck. Let's get back to it. So, some asshole sleeping in the fucking washroom. Like, here we go. Let's get back down to it. What's that, Sanam? Sanam says, age and gender don't matter here anymore. And I think he's in Iran. I can't really see your flag. My eyes are tired still. I can't really focus to see your flag. But that's what's going on. Anyways. Yeah. Okay, next. Next. Just want to lay as a little 2 cents. I don't know what your flag says, so I'm not going to comment on it. But everyone from Persia I know, everyone from Persia I know, and there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, I would say that gender and age matter very much. But that's my 2 cents. But I can't see your flag. Maybe some Mexican flag. I don't know. All right. Let's get down to it. So I'm going to try and shake off my bad mood. I really want to be out of this bad mood thing, so. All right, next. All right, here we go. Let's do Anne's. I can't do Anne's chart on my phone. Okay, so here we go. All right, let's do Anne's chart. Let's try and do Anne's chart, not freak it out. Let's just take a moment here. And then, anyways. Hey, before we move on, for all of you guys there in the background, I actually find it fascinating that, like, I study relationship, how it works, and that 2-year thing for me is absolutely fascinating, and I see it in high schools all the time. Not just 2 years. You see the and I see the 2-year thing more than the 1-year thing. It's really weird. Like I'm trying to think back, because obviously I haven't thought about this in a while. But the 1-year thing, like dating someone in a grade older than you, it's really cool. Because some hot girls, right? But like it's kind of cool. But from my experience, and like my experience isn't typical. It's not. I don't know if it's typical or not. But and as as these guys, like Nick says, different parts of the world are different stuff, right? Nick is talking about being from India and stuff. So, or Sunam is from India, right? Or Nick is from, I can't tell. I can't really, my eyes are a little tired this morning. So the thing is, I think it's really neat. I think it's really neat. But I think so you see the 1-year often, right? Date above a grade, date below a grade. It's not that weird. But I really saw the 2-year thing often. And I don't know if it was older brothers and sisters. Here, bear with me, guys. Bear with me, guys. Oh, yeah, Ginger says the first guy she had a crush on in high school was 2 years older and he didn't date. Yeah, I know. It's the 2-year thing is what stood out. And I was like, wow, that's pretty wild, man. And I didn't understand it. When I was at the arts high school, I didn't really see it. It's a lot of new people, kids really busy. There was a lot of dating within the grade. But when I went to the regular high school afterwards, I saw it was a 2-year thing. I thought it was really weird. Anyways, but in astrology, the 2 years, and it doesn't mean that 2 years apart can't be like swimmingly, gorgeously fall in love for the rest of their lives. I'm just saying the 2-year cycle is a Mars cycle in astrology. And I think because you guys always ask me, is it destiny or is it this or choice or this or that? You have to have the opportunity. Not everyone is going to cheat in a relationship. You have to have the opportunity. But there are some people, when given the opportunity, will always cheat. So, you know, some people, you know, you don't have to be a fucking asshole every time you breathe, but like, you know, it's an opportunity. And some people are like, take the opportunity to be a fucking asshole every time they get it. Or like, you don't have to be a dick to that guy. Like, but keep in mind, there are other things that happen. There are thorns in the side, and thorns get pressed, and the guy tweaks out every once in a while. So you got to watch out for that too. You got to watch out for that. So I thought it was fascinating. But as far as I'm concerned, the 2-year cycle in astrology, so the 1-year cycle is a Venus cycle, the 2-year cycle is a Mars cycle. And you got to be careful. And then question you're not asking, but you should ask. I took this conversation in a different direction, guys, obviously. So question you should be asking is, which cycle are you following right now in your relationship? Are you following the yearly cycle where, you know, every Valentine's Day you give each other gifts, every birthday, you know, you explore yourselves, you know, you do your thing. And then, you know, Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas or Easter or whatever. And then so, Halloween, or the school dances, right? Because you're at school. And so, and before you say anything about Sonny, this person here in the chat I'm pointing to ask this question did not say anything about high school or school at all, as far as I read. I'm just assuming they met each other in high school, and no one has said no. So that's what's going on. Anyways, that's what I think. So the question you should be asking is, when you get in a relationship, which cycle are you following? Are you following a yearly Venus cycle of love and attraction? Are you rekindling your moments every year with the Venus cycle? Or are you living your Mars cycle? Do you have a little, now in your Mars cycle, you're going to have a little plaything, right? Instead of rapport, it's Mars, right? And so instead of rapport, it's Mars. So that's the deal. And Mars is fun. So maybe, you know, so just be careful, because if the guy is surfing the Mars cycle, it's not going to last. If he's searching the Venus cycle, so listen up. If you're surfing the Mars cycle, it might not last. You need growth. You need more things to do this about, or you're just going to get bludgeoned to death. If you're fucking boring and the Mars cycle is in play, guys are going to kill each other. You will Mars the shit out of each other. It's different between Marsing, hey, let's go Mars up like this, and Marsing a hole in the other person's spirit and psyche. And you will Mars a hole. You will pick on it. You will do the same stupid Mars bullshit. But a lot of you are subconsciously fucked up, and you're trying to sabotage your relationships because you know deep down inside you don't fucking deserve anyone. And I agree with you. And so there we go. Oh my God, Grace, you have got to be a spam bot. I can't believe that anyone with that many capital letters is a real conversation. So Mars has to go out. Mars has to go out. And Venus, if Venus is doing this, say the couple is surfing their Venus cycle. You guys know in high school, you see those two kids sit by the lockers and they're like this, and they're like tonsil hockey all day long. And so, you know, that's not necessarily a Venus cycle, all right? I'm using an example of what it might feel like, although it doesn't necessarily look like that. So, but the Venus cycle can get bored. You know, the Venus cycle gets bored. So the Mars cycle turns into abuse because you're not expanding. And the Venus cycle gets bored. So how do you, and you're going to be doing both of these cycles if you're, I know, the truth is you're doing both cycles. Unless you're a Pisces and you live in an alternate universe, it only has Venus or Mars. And so, but Venus is a higher octave. So, like, anyways, so you're going to get a little fucked up. And so the secret, now listen very closely. The secret to success is growth. One of the secrets is growth. And I talked about this a long time ago on that astrology summit when I interviewed all those heavy-duty astrologers, when all the heavy that you guys read about, Vogue magazine, all that shit. And so when I interviewed all those guys, says that was the question I was asking. And what happens is, in this high school relationship, if you don't grow, you're going to destroy each other. You're going to destroy each other. You have to grow. And same with the Venus. If you don't grow, you'll smother each other. You have to that's where you get phrases like you have to share your love. Venus, share. You don't have to go share it like that. It's not what it means. It means move out from in front of the locker and move around and share your love with the rest of the world. Let everybody see you. It's growth. You can't just sit in front of the locker making out for the next 5 years of your life. You need to get your light out there. Growth does not mean breaking apart the couple and going sucking face with everyone else. That's not what it means. Growth so your Venus has to grow or it's going to get bored. And your Mars has to grow or else you're going to feed back upon each other. And that's the problem. Because they have these because there's, your ability to grow is somewhat restricted as a teenager, it's restricted and limited, your ability to grow as a teenager. That should be obvious. So you can feed back. So these little astrological loops can feed back upon each other instead of growing. And you'll get, and you get the problem, you get teenage problems, that's the deal. You get those problems everywhere else in life. A friend of mine, let's just talk about these problems for a second. A friend of mine, a friend of mine, she used to talk about it when she used to drink by herself. She used to call that drinking by herself or smoking by yourself or whatever you want to call it. She used to call it her spiritual drinking buddy. Or not, and when you guys say spiritual drinking buddy, you mean like a person, right, that you don't want to have sex with. Anytime you say something like he or she is my spiritual friend, that's someone you're not having sex with. That's what it means. Otherwise, you would just say friend or a guy I know. But once you start prefacing it, it means you guys want to have sex. So, or he's an asshole or she's loose or something. She can't be trusted. But anyways, the thing is, all right, so there's the deal, man. Let's drink some coffee. So as an adult, so these loops feed back upon each other and they need growth. As an adult, couples that don't grow, when the Mars gets in there, they feed back and they're constantly nitpicking and arguing with each other. I've told you a million times. Couples, you want to be on the same side fighting the world. If you guys can clue that into your brains, I think you do. I think you do get it. This one, I think you absolutely get. And this question, this teenager, she's asking me the question. This is probably what she's feeling right now. I think she really is feeling it. I think she really is being honest with us today. I really think so. And I'm just cautioning her against, the problems with hormones that go out of control. And I'm not telling her good or bad. I'm just saying be careful of some of these cycles that happen when you're a teenager because they're going to expand and shrink. Now let's talk about when you get older. As an adult. So as an adult, you're going to meet people from all over the world. So one of the Sunnysiders just said, in India, age and gender don't mean anything. Right. Okay. Fair enough. And so as you mature, you're still going to have these Mars cycles. You're still going to have these Venus cycles. And you still need growth in a relationship. Relationships that do not grow always stagnate and die. And that's still the philosophy here. Until I find like many of the philosophies on the sunny side are in flux right now. But that is still one of the tenets we're sticking into. Growth or death. That's what we're thinking about. And so as a couple, if you don't Mars out, you're going to Mars at each other. And you're going to constantly nitpick each other. until you just get fed up and, you know, that's the deal. Or you're going to Venus. You're going to smother, smother, smother. Venus, lazy. You're going to be a lazy ass, you know, smother, lazy, and then no growth, and that's it. And this is not, you know, and this is just within the unit. You know, some, you know, going like this, oh, you need growth in relationships, so you're going to go have sex with someone else. Well, you know, or you're going to go put your trust over here, or do this, or do that. It's not growth as a couple, okay? It's not growth as a couple. It's breaking up the unit and going here and coming back. It's not growth as a couple. It's friends with benefits. It's a different dynamic. I'm not saying one dynamic is better. It's just called something different. So that's the deal, and that's what you have to watch out for. So you have to watch out for when signs are. So, and that could happen to anybody. So let's recap. There are a number of cycles here in astrology, and do relationships fall within these cycles? They absolutely, without question, fall within these cycles. These cycles do have dominion over these relationships. The relationship has an identity, and each person has an identity, an individual and distinct identity, however similar it may at times be. They have an individual and distinct identity within the relationship as well. And both or all three entities need growth. Each person needs growth, and the relationship needs growth. And that's what they're doing. And they all three entities, the individual, the two individuals and the relationship, they are all, you know, they all fall victim, so to speak, or they're all under the influence of all of these astrological events. And now, further, you know, dissecting it down once again, because Sonny is super long-winded, this is what's going to happen. You're going to watch out for the cycles. The bonds that you guys are hoping for, like the yearly bond in Chinese astrology right here that we just looked at. This thing right here isn't just from Chinese astrology, just to let you guys know. Vedic astrology, not Vedic, a type of Vedic astrology, let's say, very clearly talks about what year you were born. Very, very, very clearly. Dude, so, and very clearly, you know, it talks about 5 elements and blah, 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 blah. So I'm just explaining it to you guys. And this is the exact same as a certain type of Indian astrology, you know? So anyways, just leave it at that right now. And that's the deal, guys. That's the deal. Why? That's what my opinion on the 2-year cycle. I think it's cultural. I think it's part of your expansion as a person, and I think you gotta be careful with it. Does love in astrology, absolute love in astrology, isn't really part of this 2-year cycle that's being brought up? And I think it's a really good question that many people have. And I really wish you guys the best. So let me go back to it. 2-year doesn't mean that you can or you can't. It's just be cautious. When I hear 2 years, I think Mars cycle, and I think maybe you guys got to watch out a little bit. All right, next. What's up, Yosh? Yosh says, Sonny, after you were talking about Mars conjunct Saturn for jail time video, yeah, I saw them conjunct in your mom's chart. It was in her relationship chart, and you had an aha moment. What happened to your mom, Yosh? Mars conjunct Saturn in the 7th house? Is that what you said? What happened? Did she get divorced a couple of times? Her partner, her cheating in relationships? She wanted to leave the relationship, but she couldn't leave the relationship? Maybe there was controlling issues. Maybe one person was violent in a relationship. Maybe there was, did I say cheating, and of an eventual, maybe a death and a possible breakup. But Mars is disruptive and Saturn is keeping quiet. So that's my 2 cents, Yosh, on that. Yosh says, Mom is very impulsive on her love interest. She divorced her dad when he was 18. Yeah, impulsive. There you go. That's a good word. Impulsive. She's impulsive in relationships. Yeah, be cool, man. Wherever okay, let's lose this screen, okay? Let's get I like to looking at this screen doesn't stress me out, but I like to be ready to work, and that's not happening. So let's go here. So yeah, yo, she can be a yeah, Mars Saturn can be a problem. Hey Virgo, I don't know, what's up? That's funny. That's funny. This is a huge cup to you. This is a huge cup to you. You must come from a world where things are really it must come from the third world. What do you drink out of? A fucking leaf? So like, anyways, let's move on. All right, next. It's relative. I bet you think your tits are big too. But they're probably not. Oh my god. All right, next. Let's move on. All right, next. So there you go, Yosh. There you go. Anyways, Virgo, welcome to the sunny side. I hope you're having a super amazing day. Virgo, that's really cute. Oh my god. You have an amazing day. And thanks for making me smile this morning. All right, cool. Hey, Virgello, I'm just taking it easy right now. I didn't do the horoscopes. I'm supposed to be shooting another video. I'm just taking it easy. I have to do Anne's transits in a second. But do you have any questions as we're cruising through? Virgello, and do you have any questions as we're going through? There are signs of big boobs in an astrological chart, and it comes from a certain type of Western astrology. It's fascinating. It talks about, do you guys want to talk about this for a sec? I know you guys, you might not believe me, but I'm the astrologer you want to talk to about this stuff. I didn't make videos about it because it's not the easiest, like you guys have to know your chart a little bit. But it talks about, like, I don't know, let me go back a little bit. I have it right here in one of my, like I'm using the books for something else. That's not it. I'll have to dig it up for you guys. It's absolutely hilarious. But or it might be on my phone, but my phone's locked in the washroom right now. You know, it's weird. It's not weird, but like some of these guys throw out questions for like the most bizarre things. But these questions were asked hundreds of years ago. And so I'm like, what the fuck? And so like, or a long, long, long time ago. Just remember, I'm reading stuff in books. So that doesn't, and I'm pretty sure I didn't read any like 1,000-year-old books. I want to think I did, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. So, plus they were translated. So like, whatever, man. And so, anyways, they have some things. It's really neat. They say, they really, the book, this one particular book that I go to for reference all the time, it talks about the size of your wife's breasts. It really does. It say you're going to marry a girl with gazongas, or you're going to marry a girl with like, little tweeters. And so, but that's what it said. Like, it's really fascinating. And for me, it's fascinating. And I didn't make a video because it's not super long, but it's kind of long. It doesn't, and I can't remember if it says what's going to happen to you. Okay, I can't remember if it says, are you going to have this? But it says your partner is going to have this. Take it with a grain of salt. I can only tell you what I found. I'm not telling you guys. If I'm making it up, I'll tell you guys I'm making it up. I think maybe this, but I'm not. I'm telling you guys what I think. And so they put the planets in the 7th house, and when the planets go into certain planets line up in the 7th house, it talks about the size, or like a very specific about the physical characteristics of the person's wife. It's really fascinating. Now, what if you don't have planets in the 7th house? Are you going to still see these physical characteristics? Well, then the astrology gets a little vague. And they start to say, oh, the ruler of this house is in this house, or which is, you know, that's astrology too. Or it might get vague, like, oh, this aspect or these conjunction of planets are aspecting the 7th house at that degree. And it starts to get a little vague. And it sounds like we're making it up a little bit. And it feels, to be honest, it feels like we're making it up a little bit when it gets a little vague. But the other stuff's pretty specific. It's kind of funny. It says what kind of, junk a guy's. Anyways, you guys don't really need to know about that. Let's move on. Yeah, Virgo, I go. It's 7th house stuff. I think it's relationships, right? 7th house stuff. The 5th house is relationships as well. But the 5th house kind of like having fun. You know, it's the stuff you create is the 5th house. So you could create children, you could project, you could create things to have fun. It's supposed to be fun, creative, playful. The sign of Leo, right? Get out there, have some fun. All right. What's up, Yosh? You're in Idaho, and she's visiting a guy in Ohio. That's all right. What's up with that? And she's asking you for money. What is she like? But if she's your wife, you have to send it. You don't send your wife anywhere without money. You make sure your wife is taken care of. Whatever fucking bullshit she's doing. You always. My dad used to say that. He says, you married? Yeah. I'm like, why are you even asking these questions? If she's your girl, go do it. If she's not your girl, cut her loose. Is she a friend zone? Is she a friends with benefits? Is she just benefits or whatever? Then like she's on her own. And who cares if she goes to see other guys? But if she's like your wife and you have a commitment, then we're like, look her up. I don't know. I can't really comment, Yosh. I really can't. All right, hold on. What else? Virgorello says she has Saturn and Scorpio in the 7th. Is that small boob energy? No, it's not small boob energy. That's a good question, though. Hey, Virgello. Great question, especially with regards to where I started talking about today. No, it's not small boob energy. No, good question, though. Really, really, really good question. No, it doesn't talk about you, per se. It talks about your partner, what they're going to have. That's what I thought was so fascinating about it. And why it's kind of weird to make a video about it. So I didn't end up making a video. I did the what size is your junk, right? The penis size thing, according to Vedic astrology. But nobody watched that video. So I didn't do the one about breast size. Although I thought it was kind of interesting. That was very fascinating. And so, but that's the deal. No, seriously. Yeah, and Yosh, I don't know. I can't comment, Yosh, because I don't know the whole story, right? And I don't want you to feel frustrated about your girl. I don't want you to be suspicious about your girl. I don't want to cause any suspicions or problems in anybody's relationship. I also don't think you should walk around blind in this situation. I don't want you to freak out and say, oh, Sonny said that you're cheating and blah, blah, blah. Because that's not, I don't want to, I believe in love. I believe that you can work it out. I believe everybody can work it out. I really do. If you have two adults of sound mind, disposition, and direction, you can absolutely work it out. I really believe it. All relationships can be worked out. All of them. All right. You want to see... Seriously, Bert? You want to see the video? Oh, you're talking about guys' junk in the trunk, right? It's really funny. It's lame like this. It's really slow and lame. Okay, one more thing before we read Anne's chart and get out of here. And I didn't do my work for today. Let me drink some coffee and take a break. Maybe I'll go to the gym and come back and get into shooting the video again, but I didn't do it. So once again, just to say, Virgello, no, it doesn't, like it might, if I had it right here, I would look it up, right? If I had it, like I have it right here, but I have so many books open right now, I don't know, because I take notes from each book, like I read them, and I take the notes from my class, the class that I teach, right? So they're all open, and I can't remember which one it is, but very sincerely, it's like, I'll look it up. But the one thing about the boobs, see, the penis was really short. It was the sign in the house, and it went and described it. But the boobs, go on. It's like a giant list. Apparently, well, there's like 2 boobs, so I guess there's twice as much to write about. I don't fucking know, but like it goes on, and it goes from placements, astrological placements, which are fine and easy enough to describe for you guys, to a whole list of yogas. And the yogas, you guys are like, what the fuck, Sonny? So like, and so I was digesting all of these astrological combinations down, and they're not sun sign based. So I tried to digest everything down sun sign for you guys, and I was writing a book about it. You know, I was trying to water it down for everybody, but like, then I got all pissed off and I decided not to do it. And so here we go. Hey, Karina, what's up? Who else is going on? JM. All right, so let's move on. Hey, so Yosh was saying it's your mom? Yeah, well, you know Yosh. What am I going to say? Yosh says his mom has Saturn and Mars in the 7th house, and Saturn and Mars in the 7th house is not, like, I get it, Yosh. You know, man, I get it. As a son, okay, or a daughter, you know, Yosh, if you have parents that are like that, you know, I don't judge adults. Like, I judge sabotage. I judge missteps. Of course, you let everyone go in their direction, you know, do it the way they want to do it. You know, unscrew the bolt however you want to do it. Use whatever tool you want to do to open the can. It's like fine with me. Like, do whatever makes you comfortable. Take your time, get it done on time, and I don't care how you get there. And so, however, so for Yosh, it's a lesson, and it's a really good lesson. So the question is, the question is, you know, Yosh, so the lesson is, or I think, whether you agree with your parents' behavior or not, and I didn't say parents, and this isn't, for those tuned in, this is not parents treating Yoshi in any kind of way. This is parents being a particular way, based upon, you know, an astrological placement. So, you know, Yosh, if they're like that, what are you going to do, man? You know, just be supportive of them. You know, adults do their best in this, you know, they get by the best they can in the world. And you don't know. Mars conjunct Saturn in relation can lead, in the 7th house, can lead to violence in relationships. Maybe your mom was abused in relationships. Maybe someone beat her up in relationships. Maybe her parents beat her up. Or maybe like some early boyfriend or uncle abused her. All of this is Saturn and Mars in the 7th house. Maybe all of this stuff came down on her, and she has a coping mechanism that she lives in this life. Like, she's got to do all this to survive. Or she just wants to go get her fun and then move on. And so maybe that's the deal with everything, you know? So, like, I'm not too quick. I don't judge my parents at all. Like, when I was younger, I used to judge them. But now I don't judge them at all. And I find myself doing some similar things that I saw my dad doing when he was around my age. And so I don't see myself running no Boston Marathon or buying an apartment building, but, like, I see myself taking a nap in the afternoon. You know? Different things, you know? I don't see myself cheating on my wife. I don't see that happening. And for those who know me, you guys know, separated or whatever, or wherever, I won't be cheating on anyone. It's like, it's not my thing. I don't cheat on, that's not my thing. So it's all, you know, everybody's different. All right. Virgalello says, Mars in Sagittarius is probably some big dig energy. You wish. Mars is not big, Virgello. I know a lot of people think it. Mars is not big. Mars is one and done. Mars is next. Mars is shoot and go. Mars is like pump and dump. Oh my God. No, you gotta talk some shapes and sizes. Go check the video out. And so it's in one of the things. So, but you're gonna want to know, that's a pretty neat thing if you want to know. You know, things like we don't really use signs so much in this type of astrology. Sometimes, often we do, but the planet in the sign is not the indicator. The planet in the house is the indicator, and the sign is how it's shaped. And so, you know, some sun in the 1st house people are okay. Some sun in the first house people are just unmanageable. So, you know, some, that's the way, like Venus in Libra is awesome, right? Venus in Libra is awesome. But you get Venus in Libra in the 7th house, and you're like, whoa, man, I don't want to dress like that, man. Or like, maybe I don't want to go watch all these people do this. Like, what do you do? It's like, sometimes there's always, you know, so you got to watch out for it. Mars in like Aries is good in certain areas. You know, let's go be playful. Let's be creative. Let's get out there. Let's try things. Let's try and make a lot of money. Let's go to the gym all the time. Let's have a lot of health. Let's be really successful. Let's put our energy into making groups of people. You know, Mars in the 11th house is a very strong, that's like the sunny side community, right? When I work on the sunny side community, it's me putting Mars in the 11th house. You know, me just coming online and going blah, 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 blah is Mars in the 10th house. So, you know, these are little things that's going on. Yeah, you just got to shake it off, man. Don't marry anyone like your mom. And don't marry anyone like your mom. Not, in spite of what, like, all, a lot of the, you know, the male dating coaches might say, right? Or all of the, you know, or even the, what do you call it, the red pill or whatever dating coaches might say, you know, as much as all of that might say, not all women are bitches. Not all women are assholes. Not all women are bitches. Not all women are out to take your money. Not all women are doing all of this kind of stuff. They're not. They're just not. And so you just have to find one that's not. And so that's the deal. That's the deal. They're not all bad and spoiled. They're not. Just saying, man. Anyways, they're not. Look, Memes is here where Memes is fine. Ginger's fine. Yoshi, go find a nice girl like Ginger. She's a Pisces, hangs out, takes care of things, wears glasses. She's perfect for you. Or like Virgello, Sagittarius. She has Sagittarius in the name, so she must have some part of her personality that's nice to play with. like Yoshi, go do something, you know. Go. Hey, dog, what's up? You cold? Hold on. You cold? I don't think it's that cold outside. Can I feel you? You're a little cold out there. All right, go warm up. Anyways, I'm just being silly, but just keep in mind, not all guys are assholes. Okay, not all guys are assholes. Not all women are out to get you. But these kind of things does happen. Oh my God, Jam. I'm sorry, Yosh. Sorry, Jam. I didn't mean it like that. Everybody except JM. No, I'm only saying that because JM's mom watches the show. Stuff. Like, oh, shucks. Having said all of that, JM reminds me, I still have a video from a reading that's on Zoom that I have to send off to one of the Sunnysiders. I apologize. I didn't have any readings last week, but the week before, I don't think I had readings last week, but the week before I had a whole bunch. And so there's some readings sitting on the Zoom server that have to be downloaded for you guys because I start readings again tomorrow morning. So that's what's going on. All right, just to let you guys know, I'll be back in a second. And we're just hanging out going blah, blah, not doing any work today. But I'll talk about the sun in a sec. Hey, JM, what's up? JM says her Aqua friend has Mars conjunct Saturn in the 4th, and her family life is complicated, right, to say the least, right? What, her parents got divorced, maybe one of her parents died, maybe the kids got taken away, right? Remember, here, let's do a hypothetical thing. So 3rd house, oh, son of a gun. Is this the picture? No. So whoops. Oh, let's try it again. So 3rd house problems tend to be the 12th house of the 4th, right? So if we're talking about 4th house problems, let's just take a wild guess and say 12th house from the 5th. So if we're talking about 3rd house problems right here, this is movement, right? These are movement waves, all right? These are movement waves, not big movement waves. That's the 9th house. But these are little movement waves. And when Saturn, the rings of Saturn come in, and Mars is pushing out these movement waves like crazy. And the rings of Saturn come in and say, no, fuck you. And that's what's happening there. Now in the 3rd house, that's going to happen to movement. But in addition to that, that's the 12th house of the 4th. It's going to take you away from the family. So if it's in the 4th house, it's going to 12th house of the 5th. It's going to be very disruptive. So if we have Saturn, so listen up. Saturn, hey Mary, what's up? Oh, Mary, I hear you. I hear you, Mary. Yeah, that is, you know, my condolences, obviously. Let's just stick it out, and we'll do it together. All right. So the 4th house. Oh wait, you guys aren't even seeing this. What the fudge? Why am I always doing this? So I'm drawing all these really cool waves and these really cool wavy lines and everything. So Mars is wavy lines, and the rings of Saturn clump it in and whatever. And so there you go. So there you go. So there you go. What do you want? And that's messing up, as an example, the 3rd house. But the 3rd house is also the 12th house of the 4th. So the 4th is your family. And if you have, so the 3rd house is secrets, is family secrets, is the 4th house, family secrets. And so if you have Mars and Saturn there, you're going to become a family secret, motherfucker. Or it's disruption, or it's bullshit happening. And so you're going to be family, you are going to become family bullshit if you show up in the 12th house. All right, next. In the 5th house, the children, the 12th house from the 5th house is going to cause mental health problems with the children. So if your family is fucked up, if your 4th house is fucked up, let's clean this up a little bit. If your 4th house is fucked up, you know, Mars is pushing out, Mars is pushing out, Mars is pushing out. A lot of anger and disruption in the 4th house. You know, a lot of movement, a lot of disruption. You know, Mars kicking ass in the 4th house. And then we have Saturn puts the rings on, and you're like, where do you think you're going with your home? You're going to cause problems there. And for the 5th house, which is the kids, this is going to cause, is this going to cause relationship problems with the kids? It's going to cause money problems with the kids? What's it going to cause? It's going to cause 12th house problems with the kids. And as such, the kids are going to have mental health problems. You guys seeing how it works? And so you guys don't have to know that. I'm just going on and on and on and on. You don't need to look at it like that. You could twist up the language and just say, fucked up relationships. All right, so there we go. Next. So next. It tends to be problematic. What are you guys talking about? JM says, her aqua friend has Mars conjunct Saturn in the 4th and her family life is complicated. JM says the parents separated. Her kid's dad is in jail. Yeah. Her daughter is in a mental institution. Yeah, it's good mental health of the kids. Her mom has severe bipolar. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. And she hates her siblings. There you go. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Holy smokes. Man, JM. I just bugging you. And yeah, Mary, I hope everything is okay. You got to take it the grain of salt. How long ago did they pass away, Mary? I know it never heals. You know, the sunny side is based on the philosophy of my parents. So, you know, I feel it very strongly with my parents being sick right now. So it does resonate with me. All right. Anyways. Give me a second here. I want to go grab my phone, and then I'm going to do Anne's chart. All right. We'll do Anne's chart, and then I'm probably going to we'll see what's going on. I didn't do that sun in the zodiac sign thing, but I'm burning out a little bit. Maybe I'll have breakfast and come back a little later, and we'll take it from there. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to go do this. I'm not even going to put you guys on a hold. I'm just going to pull up Anne's chart and move from there. ANNE. Ooh, that's not going to work. This is not going to work. We have a lot of... Oh, Anne is right here. Anne T is right here. Okay, here we go. We'll look at Anne's chart. Anne... Yeah, Anne has some of it. Here, I'll show you guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to go grab my phone, then we're going to get that too. Your mom was 95. Oh, it was your mom passed away in 1991, right? Sorry, in 1995. Oh my God, you were 21. Wow, uh, that would have been difficult to deal with. She passed away from a dentist appointment gone wrong. Holy jeez, what happened? Did she get infected? That's a brutal thing. It went into her blood. That was horrible. And her, well, I don't know. Maybe she was stabbed in the heart. I don't know. So, Mary says her dad was passed away in 2017. Yeah, well, you're amazing, Mary. So I bet your parents were amazing as well. Or I think your parents were the best they could possibly be. All right, let me get my phone, and then we'll be back in a sec. All right, here we go. One sec, one sec. All right, let's do it. She was in a coma for 13 months. Holy smokes. What happened? It was, what is the, oh, an allergic reaction? That'll do it. You know, for all of those, for all of those vaccine phobes out there, right? And there are a lot of vaccine phobes, and there's nothing wrong with it. Even though the vaccine, vaccination that they're complaining about, I think, they're complaining about a different type of vaccination. But I totally agree. I totally get where their fears and concerns stem from. I totally get it. But I'm also under the impression that this particular type of vaccination, like the Moderna and the Pfizer, I don't think the Johnsons and Johnson, I think the Johnson's Johnson is based on old technology that maybe you should be leery of or weary of, but leery of. But the new one, the Moderna and the Pfizer, I think it's a different type of vaccine. So, and they've been working on that type of vaccine for a long time now. And a long time, I would say 25 years. So, but maybe not. Um, but obviously, it came from a particular stem of research, or else it wouldn't have been there that quickly. You just make shit up and pump people. And so just a heads up with that. But having said that, so there's a lot of but having said that, you could have allergic reactions to medicine all the time, all the time. Hey, not everyone who does drugs die. Is that your answer, Sonny? It is my answer. Not everyone who does drugs die, but like a lot of them do. A very close friend of mine who was a recovering drug addict died in a fire. So like, there you go. Then again, my cousin's son died of a drug overdose. So there you go. I'm not a drug user, so I don't really know what the fuck I'm talking. I'm not a drug user, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But we do have a number of people here on the sunny side who are all stars in the recovery community. Obviously, we support them, but like I don't really know what I'm talking about. I just sound like I know what I'm talking about. But as far as Mary's concerned, I've heard that it happened, so you got to roll with it. All right, next. Yeah. All right, next. Oh. Okay, let's go. Let's get down to it. Hands up. Hands up, and then I'm going to take a break. Maybe I'll come back and finish that video up. But there's something in my mind that I want to process right now. Oh, Mary, I bet she was amazing, man. All right, let's see what's going on with Anne. All right, Anne, here we go. So let me just put a timestamp in here for Anne so she can find the video. Oh man, I'll have to come back a little later and do that video for you guys. I should do the horoscopes for you guys. I just don't have time to do them right now. I just don't want to do them. So, all right, here we go. So let's see what's going on with Anne. So first, you guys want to know, continuing on with some of the stuff we've been speaking about. Let's move this over a little bit. Anne has her Mars in the 12th house, right? Mars in the 12th house. So people with the Mars in the 12th house get falsely accused. We spoke, like this is the stuff we've been speaking about these days. Mars in the 12th house, falsely accused. So Anne is going to be falsely accused of a lot of things. She's going to be blamed about things she didn't do. In addition, people behind the scenes. So this is stuff you don't see behind this, stuff that's also behind the scenes, and it's hidden enemies, right? This here is open enemies, like it's legal disputes and stuff. And like imagine that this here is like, this could be like a parking ticket. Okay, you have a parking ticket, and then you go to court, and then you pay your parking ticket over here. You guys with me? This is like a parking ticket, sort of. Over here, this is like a parking ticket that fell off your car. The 12th house is like a parking ticket that fell off your car, and you don't even know you have a parking ticket. Guys got that? The 12th house is like, you don't even know what's going on. Or you have some kind of bills, right? So if you're so this is N, right? This is, so you could have, so you don't even know what's going on. So if you were, so what are the, okay, we'll leave it at, so, no, I'll tell you guys. So right now, Mars is just entered in Capricorn. So Aquarians have stuff that's going on behind the scenes. They don't even know what's happening back there. There's people doing stuff they don't even know. Anyways, as far as Anne is concerned, there are always people working against her behind the scenes and she doesn't even know. And they're always blaming her. Okay, that's the first thing. And it is definitely unexpected. Definitely unexpected. Now, as far as the transits are concerned, because there's an important transit right here, and I'm kind of leaning towards February here in Anne's chart, but I'm going to tell her as we move forward. And we know what's happening in February. We know Mercury's going to go direct and Venus are going to go direct. Like that's the big, those are the big themes in February. In addition to the big themes in February, we have another big one with a Pluto making an aspect to the nodes. Those, in my book, are the biggest themes for Feb. Like there are other themes, Mars is changing signs, whatever, but it stays in her first house, so it's not really going to affect her that much. And so instead of being playful and creative and attacking things with vigor at a distance and being very straight and to the point, Anne is going to be more business-minded in the next month. So starting in February, Anne, you're going to be more business-minded. You're going to look more, you still have to watch out for headaches, facial blemishes. It's Mars in the first house. You still have to watch out for blemishes, facial blemishes, pimples, people stressing you out, headaches, hitting your head. You're going to be very pushy. You're going to be very, very business-minded moving forward. So watch out for hitting your head. Watch out for headaches, but at the same time, allow it to happen. I know Mars in the first house makes you pushy, and that can be very negative for everybody, a transit here. But like some transits you have to go with, even though it seems negative, and that's, Mars in the first house can make it very successful. So now is the time, now's the time to put yourself first. But there's a warning with Anne's chart. This is Capricorn right here in Anne's chart. And the warning is, although Anne's a Scorpio, right? Her sun is 1 degree Scorpio. Although Anne is a Scorpio, she has this stellium right here, which is a bit of a painful stellium, and it's squaring all of this stuff right here. So that's a bit of a pain in the butt. The Capricorn stuff is going to square her Libra stuff for a little while. So it's going to cause, so this month, but at the same time, so it's going to square your Libra stuff, but the Capricorn stuff is okay, so bear with me. The Capricorn stuff is squaring the Libra stuff. Okay, there's the square right there. But the Capricorn stuff that's happening, it makes a very harmonious aspect to her Virgo stuff. And her Virgo stuff is her Venus. Her Venus is in Virgo, and her Jupiter is in Virgo. So we can allow all of this, so we can now think when this stuff goes direct in a couple of days, and then Mercury goes direct eventually, but Mercury's not going to count because it's in Aquarius already. But it's going to, Mercury's going to count a little bit. Actually, it's going to count more than a little bit. So what's going to happen is when all of this stuff cleans up, it's going to highlight this. And that's the Venus, which is money, and it's the 10th house, which is career. So in February, like starting next week, we're almost in February, and there's a really good chance Anne might be traveling, or Anne might win a major award, or Anne might get promoted. Oh, I don't think she's going to get promoted at work because this stuff is going to square this stuff. But I do think good things are happening over here. And so maybe Anne's going to study something or get an award or have an opportunity to travel. Money should get a lot better. Money should get a lot better and starting in February. A lot better. Money gets a lot better in February. Now, let's dig into some closer aspects. So let's just dig right down a little bit. So this particular aspect for Anne, so money should be good, and she might attract love. You know, Venus, making an aspect to Venus and Jupiter. This month in February, Anne might meet somebody. She's looking good, she's feeling good, she's sounding good. Anne might make a lot of money and meet people in the month of February, which is great. She's going to feel a reversal, and it's going to be awesome. Next, what else do we have is going on? We have Saturn down here is eventually going to cross the South Node. And so that's not the worst thing in the world. Saturn crossing. Okay, so Saturn doesn't really like the South Node. Saturn likes the North Node, right? Saturn likes the North Node because the North Node is hard work, discipline. It has to be grounded. The North Node is fanciful. It's like ideas, pie in the sky kind of stuff. It's the Knight of Cups in astrology. You know, it's like, what's going on here? It's the Knight of Cups in astrology is not the North Node, okay? Just letting you know that. But it's like the Knight of Cups in astrology. Anyways, so the South Node wants to get things done, grounded, very grounded. And Saturn is going to ground and hold things up in Anne's finances. So what it can indicate is a possibility of going back to something you used to do for a job. So your old jobs might return, and old projects might return. Old places of comfort and security. I don't think you're going back to an old house. I don't think you're buying an old car or anything like that. But comfort and security is going to return, and you're taking the step-by-step plans to ground yourself right now. Step-by-step to ground yourself and to figure it out, and it's happening financially and security, so you're probably spending a good chunk of time working to make money right now, and you're probably saving money a lot. Hey, Priestess, what's up? I'm just reading Anne's chart. You know, Anne's over in the Philippines, right? Just checking her chart. All right, next. Anne. So that's the other thing. So the Saturn is going to make that aspect to your South Node. So something from the past, money. So money, it might feel like money's leaving your chart because Saturn takes things away and the South Node is disruptive. So that might feel, could feel like this is the most broke you've ever been in your life. It could feel really distraught right now, as this is a lot of pressure coming at the South Node right now. All right, but I think you're going to be okay. Just, be wary that this is the kind of situation that you're going through. But I think the change is going to be okay and seamless. Next thing we want to look at is Pluto making this aspect to the transiting nodes way over here. And the transiting nodes are going to be at 27 degrees in a week, and Pluto is going to be at 27 degrees. So what do you have kicking around at 27 degrees? So Anne doesn't have anything way up high here at 27 degrees, so she doesn't really have to worry about it. I know this says 26, but it's moving up. I know this says 28, but it's moving down, and they're going to meet at 27 degrees in the first week of February, which is the question asked today. And so that's what's going on. It's going to be it's going to be stressful, right? For Anne, it's going to be a change. I really think Anne might be getting a new job soon. Now, on top of all of that, so we talked about Mars right here in the 12th house. We talked about Venus. We talked about the Capricorn stellium, how it's going to square the Libra and make problems with the Libra stuff, but she doesn't really have these planets right here aren't going to really cause too much problems with those planets, even though they're square. So we don't really have to worry about it. But this stuff right here is going to harmoniously flow into her Saturn, to her Venus and her Jupiter. So that's going to attract love and money this month. Having said that, Saturn's making an aspect to the South Node. The Sun is going to cruise into the South Node, and Venus is going to cruise past the South Node. It's a lot of energy in the financial sector that's going to cause disruptive energy to your finances. So keep your eyes open. Disruptive energy is applying to your finances. You might feel a little bit broke right now. Then we talked about Pluto making this aspect to the nodes right now. This is a mini astrology reading, right? This is not a big, long reading. This is just a mini $35 reading. And so Pluto is making an aspect to the node. So there's going to be big change coming. It's going to be change behind the scenes, and change is going to happen in Anne's day-to-day life. So maybe Anne is going to get a job. Maybe she's going to be forced to get a new job because it's Pluto. She's going to be forced to get a new job. Maybe something is going to happen in the health industry or with her health. It's just something to stay on time. Maybe behind the scenes that she didn't know about is going to happen. All right, so that's the Pluto. Then we have the Saturn and then the nodes. And finally, one of the biggest event that I can think of that Anne is going to go through this year, and all 1980s are going to go through it, she's going to have a node square. Aquarius squares this, Leo squares all of this. This is a T-square coming on. So these guys are moving in this direction, and her thing's at 16 degrees. So this year, the entire year, Anne is going through a major transition in her life. She may move, she may move across the country, or she might move to another part of the world. Anne might get married this year. I see her day-to-day life is in flux. So Anne's got to go through all of this kind of stuff. It's a big year for her. She absolutely has to watch her health, and she has to absolutely watch her money. But I think, Anne, if you get the opportunity to leave the past behind and move forward, that you should really leave the past behind and move forward, and then move on with things. All right, that's the action. That's Anne's mini reading for today. That's Anne's forecast for February. And February forecast. This transit is not going to happen right away, so you don't have to worry about it. That's coming on for the next little while. February forecast says love. For Anne, love and money are arriving from a distance. That's an airplane. Love and money, Anne, are arriving from a distance. You may go on a vacation right now. Someone from far away might come and visit you this month. So get ready to be romantic. And next, towards the second half of February, you're going to start really making a big chunk of money. You're going to get paid for everything. You might get a big income tax return. And that's the deal, guys. That's Anne's chart. All right, I got to get out of here. I didn't do anything to make a video out of, but that's okay. Any questions, guys? Oh. All right, let's get out of here. If anyone wants a personal reading, just let me know. Hit the PayPal description in the back. Let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be back a little later because I got to shoot my video. All right, next. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Hey, Patricia, what's up? I hope you're having an amazing day. All right, guys, time to hit the boogie. And with that, I'm Sonny from TheSunnySide.net. I'm Sonny, wishing everyone the best of a super beautiful day, beautiful morning. Hope everything is cool. And I'll see you guys soon. Have a wonderful day, guys. And I'll see you guys soon. And Vergello, welcome to the Sunny Side.